What's going on, you mother suckers? You know what the F this be? Thursday. So you know what it is. Stop the fuckery. Right now. Stop it. Put it down. Stop. Stop the fuckery, episode 2. I promise you I'm getting closer and closer to getting us on our own channel. This stuff will be transplanted, transferred over to the new channel, and then we'll get it started there. Just some YouTube shit. YouTube got a lot of hoops to be jumped through. Don't worry about that. Don't concern yourself with that. Just know that we're here now. We are together now. Shout out to all you crazy folk who are in the comment section. I appreciate you being here. Shout out to everybody out there who may not, be in the comment section, but you're here in spirit. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Always an active comment section. Appreciate you guys. It's active before we even get in here. Like, people are in here chopping it up, conversing with each other, sharing ideas, maybe even becoming friends. Huh? I know we've created at least 1 or 2 friendships in here. I know Tammy D and Heidi Booth, they're homies now. So we've created at least 1 relationship. American Girl, Trump 2024. Agreed. And I was just talking to Gion off camera. Andrew Mugridge. Andrew Mugridge. That's right. I'm part of the Mugridge family. You see that ridge up there? That's Mugridge. Anyway, man, Andrew. Yes, I'm in California. I'm in I guess in Northern California. I'm 20 minutes north of Sacramento, the state capital. Here's what you're thinking. Here's the image that is conjured in your mind when I say state capital. You're thinking nice buildings, clean, maybe a park surrounding it, some grass area, surrounded by other state buildings, courthouses, and things of that nature, but nice. That would be the state capital would be considered a nice part of town, right? State capital. There's money there. Don't be ridiculous. This is California, people. You know how many fucking homeless people there are around the state capitol? It's disgusting. It is disgusting around the state capitol. Homeless people abound. And they got all their shit. They got all their belongings thrown about the sidewalk. So here you come. For whatever reason, you come to state capitol, business, pleasure. You want to see where your money goes. Like I did like 3 years ago. We took the family there. Let's go see the state capitol. Let's go inside the state capitol and see how our government runs. So we took the kids in there. It was a random Tuesday in June. Nobody was there. All the chambers were empty. I don't know what was going on. But it wasn't too bad then. But now, I was there a few weeks ago. Oh, yeah. You walk down that sidewalk, you better be ready to step in the road. Jericho, the road, that's where the cars are. I know. That's why they make sidewalks, so you don't have to go in the street. But if the homeless people got all their tents and shit and all their belongings taking up the sidewalk, what are you supposed to do? You and your family are going to have to step into the roadway. That can't be safe. It doesn't matter. You're the one who's going to get hit by a car, not them. Who are you? You're a 10. You're a tax ID number. That's all you are. They look down and they see little numbers walking around. Enough of that. Let's bring in the other half of this duo. You know him. You love him. GION.
Do you, though? You know what I mean? Like, do you really love me? Prove it.
That's what they say.
Prove it. I don't want to see I love you, GION, in the comments, but then I don't really feel that. You know what I mean? All right, guys. That's going to be on our shirt. All right, guys. It's going to be.
Not sure how to spell it, but that's not our concern.
Yeah, don't even worry about that. Just feel it.
We'll get to that later. Let's see. We got some folks listening from around the world. Sean RH, you're in the UK, right? Right? Pretty sure. UK or Germany? I know you're in Europe somewhere. Somewhere in Europe.
Oh, you over there with the niggles?
Oh, you over there with the niggles, Brev?
Yeah.
Man, I saw some clip. Oh, Germany. Okay, what's up, Sean? I knew it was the UK or it's Germany. It's Deutschland. Thanks for being here. I saw a clip the other day, and there was these two black British dudes. And one of the dudes, he said brev. It might have been every other word.
Yeah,
brev, girl, brev,
bro?
brev,
Yeah.
brev, and then the girl brev, and she's like, no, brev, and I'm like, yeah, brev, and then we brev, and I was like, brev, and she goes, I'm not going to pay for it, brev, and I'm like, brev, can you believe she didn't pay for it, brev? And I was like, dude, if you say that shit one more time,
that's the equivalent, basically, of guys here saying bro all the time. Nah, bro.
That's another one.
Shit, bro.
That
started like probably 4 or 5 years ago, I feel like, and then it just took the fuck off. Now it's in everyone's vocabulary.
I can't stand that. If this tomorrow we wake up and we're in King Jericho's kingdom, you might be getting in trouble for saying bro too much. I can't stand that shit. Ugh, bro. And I was like, bro, nah, bro. Nah, that's a week in the kingdom.
They say it so much that they say it to women. Nah, bro, you ain't listening.
Yeah, bro.
It's like, what?
Bro, Nah, you do. You're going to a labor camp for a whole weekend if I catch you saying that shit too much. Get out of here. You're working in the hot sun. In the hot sun.
Oh my God. Mouse C said, or they say 10 times a minute. That's true. Like in the interviews and stuff, they'd be like, and I'm just like, damn, can you substitute another word, please? Or phrase. Yeah. It is funny though, when you actually disconnect and you take a step back and you listen to people talk, you can see how not articulate that they are. Like Justin Trudeau he is full of every time he talks. It's like, dude, you're so careful of trying not to lie, even though you do openly, but you try to cover it up by doing that, by like watching what you say, but you still say the dumbest shit you possibly could.
Like, okay, here's how I feel about Justin Trudeau. So Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I call him a 6'5", 275-pound labia. Like, he's the outside of the vagina. He's the lips, right? He's the entryway to the vagina. That's what he's made of. Justin Trudeau or Justin Castro, depending, either way is accurate. He's like the inside of the vagina. He's the softer. He's the part that gets wet. You know what I mean? He's just an inner vagina. He is such a weak bitch. I can't stand Justin Trudeau. The people of Canada, my heart goes out. That lame brain sissy. And you know who did that to Canada? The same people who did it to California. Women. He's so nice. And he's articulate and he's cute. He's handsome. Trudeau's not ugly. Newsom's not ugly. And you throw a little power in there and some slick talk. That's what
I'll say this. Trudeau used to be handsome. Now he's like he looks trans to me.
He just left it. Him and his wife just split up, so maybe he can live his truth.
Right.
And maybe hook up, with something and be like the first openly blah blah blah. Vomit, insert.
That's probably why they broke up.
Yeah, probably.
They probably broke up because she was just
imagine,
like, you're so gay.
Just imagine. Imagine, but I think even worse, Trudeau is actually straight because he is such a beta bitch that even as a straight man, the powers that be who give him his marching orders, he would be like, no, I'll do it. Even though in my heart of hearts, I love vagina, I will be openly gay and be in a relationship with a man just to follow the plan. That's how much of a bitch he is. Could you imagine that, fellas? You got to get down with this dude because it's part of the plan. We got to change the plan.
If I actually did an interview to make this quick, I did an interview last year when I did the first season of interview that you were on, Jericho, and I did it with someone named Chris. I would think he was the last episode actually, and he was in the Hollywood scene and all that. And he actually had mentioned how when he was starting to get roles and all that, one of the guys who I guess he was a prominent like producer and all that was very. Um, I'm trying to watch my words here for YouTube, but you know how they are in Hollywood. And so
Yeah.
what he said was he was like, well, we have a perfect role for you, and he's like, but we need you to be gay. And so he was like, Chris was like, oh, that's fine, like that's part of acting, so I could do it, like whatever
Yeah.
the role is. And he's like, no, no, no. He's like, we need you to be gay.
In real life.
Yeah, he's like, we need you to be gay, not like nothing to do with the role. And so he told him, he's like, people do it all the time. Like he's like, some of these actors and actresses you see aren't really straight, and some of them aren't really gay, and it's really to push this agenda, which obviously we see happening in the Hollywood scene. So it was a
Yeah.
very interesting interview that we had done up for the last one, and then I'm gonna get to that probably season 2 next year, like beginning of next year. But if anybody's interested in seeing that, then you'll probably have to go to my page because it's linked at the bottom under like
Oh,
partners or whatever. But it's funny that you say that because yeah, that is a real phenomenon that does happen.
yeah, for sure. You in your real life, you're going to play for the other team just to either get into the Hollywood machine, or for whatever reason, whoever tells you to do it, you're like, okay, I'll forego the vagina and go to the dick. No thanks. Hey, how messed up is this comment right here from Vegas Woman 702 at GION? Hey, handsome at Jericho Green. What's up, man?
Jericho's like, what me? Oh shit! I just saw that comment. Then she said, "Ha, gay."
That's the
Cool.
equivalent of like giving you a hug, and then I go in for the hug, and she's like, she puts her hand out, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, handshake. Oh,
Go.
that's too funny.
That was hilarious. Thank you for that.
Well, to answer, I guess to answer her question, what is up, Jericho?
Oh, that was hilarious. Not much. Living La Vida Loca. Oh, that was funny. Okay. So this is a great topic, man. This is something that has fascinated me my whole life. And I think a lot of people are fascinated by this. Everybody watches one of the 9 million murder serial killer inside the mind of a killer, episode, documentary, binge watch. That's always just fascinated me, people's capacity for evil. And the serial killers, that means they're doing it multiple times. And even back, before DNA evidence and things like that, you had some of the most prolific serial killers because they didn't have the technology to say this guy was here and I can prove it because your blood is here or wherever. The Ted Bundy's and the BTK, and that guy, he only got caught because of his own arrogance, because he was killing women before DNA evidence and all that stuff too. But man, that stuff that just blows my mind, how people can kill other people for no reason, really. And to be honest, like if it was a serial killer, but like a serial killer vigilante, like you're only taking out scumbags and perverts, I wouldn't care at all. But
that'd be amazing. That'd be that. That's like a dark Batman. Batman doesn't kill. I don't even think Superman kills. But he beats shit out of people. But in this case, it's like, yeah, can you imagine the good in the world that would come when result from that?
Like, do you have a GoFundMe or something that I can donate to? Like, how can we help you in your efforts to rid the streets of filth? Just imagine if there was like a pervert killer. There probably are. There probably are serial killers who are like, I can scratch my itch and do the world some good at the same time. That
You know,
would
I was
be,
gonna say, I was like, this is genius, but I feel like it's probably been done with Dexter because I never watched Dexter, but apparently in Dexter,
yeah,
I guess he was a serial killer who was also a cop, and he would only like kill, I guess, bad people.
yeah,
But
just
I
pieces
guess,
of shit. But he knew how to
yeah,
get away with it,
right,
and he was most likely the officer, the detective who was going to
yeah, on the
respond to the
case,
call in the morning. So
yeah,
yeah, it was great. If there are some Dexters out there, thank you. That
right,
because the justice system, even if it worked properly and even if it handed out the punishment these people deserve, there's just too many, and they're not going to catch them all. So if there's any of them out there, thank you.
yeah, and you know, and that's interesting because we've never heard of a good serial killer. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
they're always psycho pieces of
yeah,
shit. Brian King B says pussy killer. No, that's a little different. That's a little. I see
yeah,
where you're going. I appreciate
yeah,
your enthusiasm, but different kind of killer. But if that is you, I'm happy for you, man. Vegas
yeah,
Woman 702. She says, I don't watch movies or Netflix shows. Actually, Dexter, I think, was on Showtime back in the
yeah,
day. And they
yeah, like
revived it. There's like a
kind
new
of.
one, but the old one, and it was like 2008, 2009 when it came on. It was on Showtime. I recommend it. I've seen all the seasons and stuff. It was good. It was really good. I haven't seen the new ones, but Dexter was cool. I like old Dex.
Yeah, you know, and also to kind of capitalize on the topic here is, well, number one, the reason why we went with this is because our next show will be in November and it's going to be after Halloween. So I wanted to have something kind of within the theme of this month. So that's number one. Exactly, right? And number two is also serial killers are not something that is common today. Like this was common in the 70s, 80s, even the 90s, but not today. And what has always fascinated me about it is I wanted to know what changed because just because you have an upgrade in being able to have DNA evidence and have those type of forensics and stuff to be able to actually catch a perpetrator, unlike we did before, is if you want to kill somebody, it's that doesn't go away. Like that's not going to deter somebody from doing it the same way cops don't deter people from committing crimes. So that was always interesting to me as to like what changed. Like, is it just that we don't hear about it, or is it that it's kind of a I guess not a practice anymore. So that is something that I kind of wanted to delve into here because yeah, it is something you kind of forget. You only see it really in movies, but I mean, even in movies, it's kind of still something that's went away.
Dude, did you send me the links?
No, not yet.
Okay, good. Let's make sure I
Yeah,
ain't tripping.
but it would be smart if I did that. You mean?
Link it help like so much.
Like like how are we gonna do a show with no show? You mean?
Dude, link me, dog. Link me.
Yeah. Hey, can you
Um,
link me so hard right now?
dude, I've been linked so hard, dude.
I was
Um,
linked twice yesterday.
loved it.
Dude.
I think I'm sure that the advancements in DNA technology have definitely had an effect on that because I remember watching an episode. I've seen damn near all the forensic file episodes, and one of the guys said, "If you've been somewhere, you left something. You left a
Mhm.
fiber, hair, skin cell, something you've left there." So, the most microscopic thing, they'll find it and connect you. I remember seeing one where this girl, she had these metal shavings on her because her killer was like a guy that worked with metal. And they start, connecting these dots, and then they find the same metal shavings in this guy's shop that were on the girl's body. So, like, if you left something, especially if you're sloppy on any level, they're going to catch you. So maybe the killers got smarter because, yeah, I'm sure they weren't like, well, done with those sick thoughts. I'm going to be normal now. So that
Yeah.
didn't happen. So I'd like to know. Maybe I can find a serial killer and interview him. Like what's changed? Maybe, and
Right.
not only the forensic technology, but you're also going to be on film everywhere, traffic cameras, ring cameras, security cameras. So maybe that played a part in it too. Maybe they just got super smart. Maybe they're spreading it out so different departments don't connect the dots. I don't know. I'm just going off of what I see on these damn shows. But
Mhm.
the serial killers, because back then, my wife and I, what were we watching? we were watching some old ass show where I think it was Boardwalk Empire, where basically that was back in the 20s and 30s. If you weren't there when the police showed up, you got away with murder. Like if you didn't commit a murder and another person saw it, you're good. There's footprints. You can leave all that shit. There was no way to figure out who it was. Your blood type. They couldn't figure that shit out. So, yeah, back then, like you said, the 70s and 80s into the 90s, shit was wild. But
prevalent.
You know, maybe that technology kind of curbed that shit a little bit. And you know, that's how a lot of them got caught back in the day, was getting sloppy. Like, what's his name? Ted Bundy. He left a bite mark on this girl, this 12-year-old girl that he killed, and people were seeing him run away from the scene of the crime. He got real sloppy and shit because he escaped from prison, so he wanted to hurry up and get that rush again. So that was a good one. If you guys have a chance to see the Ted Bundy movie, it's great because he was crying and begging for mercy when they killed him, which is like great because I'm sure your victims were doing the very same thing and you show them none. So for him to be crying and like grabbing onto the wall, please no, before they strapped him in the electric chair. That's what you get, you piece of shit.
Right.
Anyway, we don't condone throwing people in electric chairs here on Stop the Fuckery. Unless.
Stop the fuckery. Oh, we have a super chat if you want to get to that before we start the first story.
Unless they refuse to stop the fuckery, then put them in the electric chair.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We
refuse to stop that? We have to barbecue your nuts.
What do you mean you refuse?
Refuse to stop the fuckery? This guy out of the gene pool now.
Oh, okay. Did you want to start the story or go through your?
No, we'll do the super. I'm just pulling it up.
Oh, okay.
So here we go.
I was gonna say we only have one
for now because these people are about to start making it rain. Jamie, thank you for the $1.99. Jamie, órale, vato, what's happening? What's happening, fool? Like that cholo you see in the movies, that's like more of an LA cholo. Like, órale, vato, what's up? That's more like LA and shit. In more north where I live, the cholos don't talk like that.
They talk like that where I'm at. Hey,
like,
fool,
fool.
Hey, remember that? That's how they talk.
Fool. Kick back, fool. Kick back.
It's so annoying. Like, it's just like, why do you sound like him and he sounds like you all sound the same? Stop talking like that.
Stop that shit right now.
Maybe that's stop the fuckery right now.
Yeah, maybe that's some more fuckery that needs to be stopped.
Right? Well, hey, fool, I don't know how to stop it, fool. Like, you know that? Hey, when they call you big dog, oh my God, I hate that shit.
Hey, what's up, big dog?
Yeah.
Nah,
what about small dog?
Nah, fool. You gotta watch this YouTube channel called Stop the Fuckery. They'll teach you how to stop it, fool.
Hey, like teach when you start, stop, fool.
Stop, fool. Like right after, stop, fool.
Oh shit! What is going on in that video?
Some dude.
A fire broke out. Okay.
Yeah, and this dude is like on fire. I don't know why it took him so long to get the fucking fire extinguisher, but this dude was engulfed in flames.
They were just like,
holy shit!
This isn't even.
Oh man.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but that was hilarious. I was just trying to get what was going on.
Homeboy was engulfed. Okay. Suffolk cops expand probe into other potential victims of suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann. I heard about this dude.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, this is was this in Jersey? Was it?
Does it say? I don't
know.
I saw Long Island right there.
Yeah, there was New York, Long Island, Jersey, some shit like that. Yeah, this is like recently in the past few months. Suffolk County police are expanding their investigation into accused serial killer Rex Heuermann to determine whether he may have been involved in the deaths of 2 additional female sex workers whose remains were found scattered across Long Island. Police Commissioner Rodney K. Harrison assigned 2 additional investigators to the Gilgo Beach Task Force to prioritize work on the backgrounds of suspected victims Valerie Mack and Karen Vergata. The additional officers are also working to vet numerous tips, while others try to identify the remains of 3 other bodies that were found near Gilgo Beach. I thought it was a good idea to grab some people from the outside to take a look at other things that maybe potentially attach themselves to Rex Heuermann, Harrison said. This is something I need a dedicated team of investigators to prioritize to come to work, not going to do anything but looking to see if you can catch them to catch the rest of that sentence. To
see if you can
see if you can attach them to where they came from, he added. That's better. Once we get that, then maybe we go forward with either the bodies being something that Rex Heuermann might have been involved in, or identify another subject who might have been involved. So sad to see those pictures. Harrison said the 2 additional officers assigned to the task force were looking into sex workers Valerie Mack and Karen Vergata's activities before their deaths. Mack, 24, had disappeared from her New Jersey home in the summer of 2000, and her dismembered remains were found in 2 different locations across Long Island, including along Ocean Parkway, which abuts Gilgo Beach. In recent weeks, Trisha Hazen, Mack's half-sister, said task force detectives asked her about Mack's family history, as she was adopted, and collected copies of letters Mack sent to different family members. The investigators told her they were trying to construct a timeline showing where Mack was traveling. Hazen said, "This is not going to be solved overnight," she told Newsday, adding, "I am grateful for the deep dive into Valerie and the other women killed." So that's Valerie there. You know, these are the sites where they're finding the bodies and shit. We've all seen these a bunch of times. Harrison also said the task force is trying to determine how the dismembered body of Vergata, 34, was found on Fire Island in April 1996. Her skull would be found years later in April 2011 along Ocean Parkway. Vergata's 2 sets of remains were linked by DNA analysis in July 2011 and were subsequently identified definitively thanks to genetic genealogy and a relative buccal swab, whatever that means, in October 2022. Suffolk District Attorney Ray Tierney said in an August press conference, she is believed to have disappeared around February 14th, 1996, but was never reported missing. It's fucked up. We have to look at what happened on Fire Island and look at the investigation and how it went from Fire Island over to Ocean Parkway. We will continue to work hard to see if we can attach these other unidentified bodies that were discovered on Ocean Parkway. So it is a work in progress. So suspected serial killer. The years-long investigation that led to the arrest revolved around the discovery of more than 10 sets of human remains along Ocean Parkway near Gilgo Beach in Suffolk County, December 2010 to April 2011. Most victims were petite female sex workers with green or hazel eyes, but there were also 2 exceptions, a 2-year-old girl and a young Asian man. These are all the victims here. Lady 24, 25, 27, 22. And that's, you know, even the older ones, the BTK and all those kind of guys, they target the sex workers, and they say it because, you know, no one cares about them. You know, same people that might target homeless people or something like that. No one cares about them. They're kind of thrown away. They're doing these jobs. They're living these lives. So nobody will care. The 3 unidentified remains found near Gilgo Beach include a woman referred to as Peaches because of a tattoo she had, a toddler identified as her child, and an Asian man. Officials said genetic genealogy is being used to identify the victims, particularly in the case of Peaches, who they said may have had relatives in Alabama. The Post has reached out to Heuermann's attorney for comment. 2, 4. So 10 women. That's crazy, man, to kill 10 people. Wow. That is crazy. I wonder how the Asian man got involved in it. Maybe he thought it was a woman.
Right. I'm a lady boy.
Petite, you know, yeah, maybe it was one of those. Maybe it was a Bangkok special. And, you know, he killed him, was going to kill him anyway, whether he was a woman or not. But, you know, probably
Well,
pissed.
Asian men are probably the most feminine men of any men. So, so he was probably
I mean,
like, you'll work.
yeah, I
You'll
mean,
do it.
who knows? It was a small guy, and they were all petite. And yeah, the kid was probably with his mom when it happened, and you know, no witnesses, I guess. But that's just wow. That is crazy that someone would kill 10 people. Like what? And I'm sure his this guy's upbringing was probably completely fucked up. He probably had some weird relationship with his mom or something like that, or maybe none of his parents, foster care. I don't know. This dude's story is probably terrible. But man, to see people to kill someone who didn't do anything to you is insane to me. I think there are justified killings for sure. For sure, there are justified killings. If somebody is trying to hurt you or something like that, yeah. Or if I would say even if somebody did something to somebody that you love, I would say even some of those are justified. But to kill somebody that just, they did nothing to you. You don't even know them. You've never seen them. But he obviously saw these women as less than human, probably because they were sex workers, they were filthy or whatever, and he killed them, and he dismembered them, and then to cut their bodies up, cut their heads off and their limbs and stuff like that. That is some sick shit. I'm glad they found this dude. It's very unfortunate that he was able to get so many victims, but I wouldn't be mad if they took like 50 homeless dudes and just gave them asparagus and gas station hot dogs, and then just have them piss in a bucket and store it for like a week outside, so it gets like that fermented piss, like that you would find it in the bottom of a Gatorade bottle on the side of the road that's been outside for like that fermented rotted piss smell, and then waterboard him with it. You know what I mean?
Dude, if they
Just
do that, he's gonna be like, it burns. Oh, my eyes.
it burns so good. Probably be drinking it. But people like that, and whether you have mental issues or not, or even if your backstory is crazy and you're all fucked up yourself, you can't do that. You're obviously, you've proven yourself to be dysfunctional. You're defective. Something's wrong with you. Maybe something at the factory went wrong, crossed some wires, but you can't be out here with us anymore. You can't be drawing breath. You can't be part of the human experience. We got to get you out of here. That's what I think.
Man, yeah, good take. I say that, I mean, well, one thing you hit the nail on the head was seeing these women as less than human, because the only way that you can be in a headspace to do these types of things is if you do see people as less than human, which is exactly what is happening to humanity on this planet right now with these
Mm-hmm.
governments that have been infiltrated. But on that same note is, for an example, you'll have no problem killing animals or insects, or even throwing rocks at birds' nest, and what I mean, and breaking their eggs and all this stuff, like simple things like that. You will have no connection to if you don't understand that it is a part of nature and life. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's normally how I remember growing up. That's how they would say, like, this would start with, like, the behaviors of these people would be, they'll start by probably killing animals or having no type of connection to nature or life in general. So they don't appreciate it. And then of course when you're dealing with, like you said, the sex worker uh, part of it, of everything is, you are viewing women as objects. The normal average everyday person probably would. So then you're dealing with a mind that doesn't even really see them as objects. You're just nothing. You're
Mm-hmm.
no life. You're nothing. So they, as they're doing this stuff, serial killers or people with this mindset, is there's just no connection to them at all as a human.
And
So
they,
I
in some
think,
cases, they might even think they deserve it.
yeah, yeah, like you could be an extreme religious person and be like, you're everything you're doing is going against God and you deserve to die. Like, it could be, it's all kinds of different things in terms of the mind that we could be dealing with some of these people. But that, I think, is one of the reasons why serial killing is so rare is because there's we have more of a hive mind today than we did before, and thanks to a lot of all the liberal propaganda and all that that's out there. But somebody like like a Dahmer or something, I don't know what his political beliefs were, I don't know what his religious beliefs were, but I can guarantee you wouldn't align with your average everyday person today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is a it's like you were just saying, getting into the mind of a serial killer. Like, can you even do that? like, like, can you do that? Because shit, there's a lot of people I don't want to breathe oxygen, but I'm not going to go on a killing rampage, and and I get no fun out of that. I would see no fun in doing so. So it's just a weird dynamic when you're dealing with people with back then, of course, this isn't frequent today, but back then they had that type of mindset.
Yeah. It was the golden age of serial killers. The most famous of all probably being Jack the Ripper. And that was back in, that's turn of the century, late 1800s, late 1890s, something like that. Shout out to Tori D TV, of course, our guest from last week. What up, gear? Appreciate you being here. Dahmer is my uncle, she says. Really? Love to hear some of those family stories.
No, he's not.
Love to hear some of those. And like I said, those guys, most serial killers are dudes. Yeah, I'm sure their upbringing was just horrific, man. The abuse that they encountered, that they endured, unthinkable shit. The verbal, physical, probably starved and cigarettes put out on them and shit. Just, awful shit, terrible shit, unspeakable shit probably happened to them. But hey, man, you're a grown up now and you're killing people for no reason. So gotta go, bro.
Yeah, so it's probably time for you to die.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's get you up out of the gene pool real quick. Okay, let's go Middle America. That was the East Coast. This next one is rural.
Rural. We're in rural Connecticut right now.
Rural America. This one, headline: remains found on Indiana farm in 1996 identified as ninth presumed victim of suspected serial killer. What are the odds? Indiana authorities have identified an Indianapolis man who vanished in 1993 as the ninth presumed victim of a long-deceased businessman suspected in a string of killings in the 1980s and 90s, the coroner said Tuesday. The news comes after the long missing man's family urged a renewed effort to identify charred bones and fragments found on the suspect's estate. A bone that was recovered in 1996 on Herbert Baumeister's Indianapolis area property was identified through forensic genetic genealogy testing as remains of Alan Livingston, thanks to DNA swab his mother provided, Hamilton County Coroner Jeff Jellison said. Livingston would have been 27 when he was reported missing to Indianapolis police in August of 93. The coroner said, according to the Doe Network, Livingston disappeared on the same day as another one of Baumeister's alleged victims, Manuel Resendez, whose body was also found buried on Baumeister's estate. His identification makes Livingston the ninth presumed victim of Baumeister to be identified by investigators from among roughly 10,000 charred bones and bone fragments that were found at Baumeister's sprawling property, Jellison said. Damn. So that's Alan Livingston. Looks like a pretty nice dude. Christmas morning and shit. Damn. Baumeister was 49 when he killed himself in Canada in July of 1996 as investigators sought to question him about the human remains discovered at Fox Hollow Farm, his 18-acre estate in Westfield, a Hamilton County city that's a few miles north of Indianapolis. Well, one way you can show that you're guilty is fucking kill yourself before they can question you. Investigators believe Baumeister, a married father of 3 who frequented gay bars, lured men to his home and killed them. By 1999, authorities had linked him to the disappearance of at least 16 men since 1980, including several whose bodies were found dumped in shallow streams in rural central Indiana and western Ohio. Jellison announced a renewed effort last year to identify the charred bones and fragments by asking relatives of the young men who vanished between the mid-1980s and mid-1990s to submit DNA samples. He said investigators believe the bones and fragments could represent the remains of at least 25 people. Livingston's family prompted the renewed identification effort, Jellison said, when one of the cousins called him last year and said his family believed Livingston may have been among the remains found at Baumeister's property. Jellison said the cousin told Livingston's mother, told him Livingston's mother was ailing and the family would like to provide her with some closure. Jellison said he marvels at the fact that Livingston's remains were the first to be identified among 44 individual bones or fragments and have since been sent to the Indiana State Police Laboratory for analysis to extract DNA. What are the odds? Out of 10,000 remains, out of 10,000, we selected 44, and the first identification is a person from the family that initiated this whole thing, he said. Where does that come from? Jellison said he called Livingston's mother on Monday to deliver the news after staff from the State Police Laboratory informed him of their success in identifying the bone as belonging to her son. Yesterday was an emotional day in our office. We identified a person who had been missing for 30 years. That person is likely a murder victim. So our first reaction was to celebrate the success of what we had done, but we were very quickly turned to the stark reality that we've got another murder victim. Jellison said many of the thousands of bones and fragments recovered from Baumeister's property were both burned and crushed. For investigators that are reliant on DNA, he said that's probably the two worst things that you can do to remains. During the original investigation in the 1990s, 11 human DNA samples were extracted from the bones and bone fragments. 8 of those people, all young men, were identified and matched to DNA samples, with Livingston now the 9th to be identified. 4 additional DNA profiles have been developed from the bones and fragments, and work is underway to compare those with DNA samples provided by relatives of other missing men, he said. So far, more than 30 families have provided DNA samples, and Jellison hopes that other families will submit additional samples. If you have someone missing from the 1980s to the middle 1990s, please contact us, he said, because we don't know the reach of this crime. The investigation began while Baumeister and his wife of 24 years were in the middle of divorce proceedings, I think it should say. WTTV reported the day after their son found the bones, Baumeister's wife was granted an emergency protective order and custody to keep him away from her and the 3 children. At the time, Baumeister explained away the discovery, saying it was part of his late father's medical practice. 3 days after the boy discovered the remains, more remains were found by Hamilton County firefighters, perplexing investigators, the station reported. So you see that a lot, with these guys. They have normal lives. BTK was another one who had a family. He had a family. He was like some high up dude at his church. The Green River Killer, I can't remember if he had a normal life as well. But a lot of these guys even have families. How do they decide to kill other people and not their own? But it sounds like these people were completely blindsided by what had happened. And again, these aren't sex workers, but if you're hitting up some gay bars and you're trying to take a dude home, it's probably going to be one of the easier things you do in life is to pick up a dude at a gay bar, because dudes are DTF. And if you can come across somebody who is, and they fall in line with your preference, let's do it. Like if you're a single dude and a woman comes up to you and she's decent, she don't got to be a 9 or a 10, but she's cool. If she says, hey, let's get out of here, you're going to get out of here. If she says, I don't want to tell you my name, okay, I don't care. You don't have to give me your name. Let's do this. Dudes are down. So, yeah, I'm sure that was really easy. And he was obviously, on the DL, got the wife and 3 kids at home, and he's, over here doo-doo chasing. So, man, that is crazy. And their family. What a thing to be blindsided with. My dad's a psychopath. My husband is a murderer and he's banging dudes. Like, oh, man. That is some wild shit. But obviously the dude was pretty smart, crushing the bones, burning them, probably crushing them and then burning them, trying to make it hard for him. But if they think, like they said, they think they have 25 people's remains there, it's probably more. Like,
yeah,
that's he probably killed 100 fucking people. I mean, if you have something like that, no matter what it is, but in this case, of course, it's serial killers. But if you have something that you really, really want and it's easy to get, you're not gonna fucking stop. You're not gonna pump the brakes. You're not gonna say, you know what? I need to be responsible. I need to curb this lust, this thirst, and I need to do the right thing. Hell no. You're gonna return to that well as many times as you can until you get caught. And that's probably what happened. And these poor dudes got taken out.
yeah. I think that the '90s was probably one of the scariest times to grow up because there was a lot of disappearances, a lot of stuff like that going on, and just your safety was always, you know what I mean, was always in question. I feel like that's when parents were really parents. Was like, don't go past that light, or I'm whoop your ass. That's pretty much how it went, at least in the black community. But
Yeah.
it when you go back and you look at some of these stories, this is the times when all this stuff really was happening a lot. Not just the '90s, like we said, '70s, '80s, and '90s, but there you have to look at the time period and go, how was it that it was so prevalent in these times? And then even we're talking about the homosexual bars and stuff like that. This dude was frequenting, like, even if you look at today's times and you think about transsexuals, like that wasn't a thing back then. It's not new. It's just new to us in this time. But
Yeah.
because of that, like, someone had put in the comments like this another Dahmer. It's like, Dahmer was probably worse. The dude was eating them and doing all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. But the
Yeah.
point is the mind, though. Though it just goes back to the mind of these people that, like, he's attracted to him. Like you said, he has a whole nother life. He's like attracted to him. He probably does his thing, and then he murders them, buries the goes through all of this time and effort to, like, dispose of the bodies. And you just gotta think of what type of mind is that, man? Like, how much time do you have on your hands to live a double or triple life like that? uh, and it's only, I
Yeah.
feel like it can only be around a time like that with social media and all that stuff today. Like, there's just no way, man. People, look, criminals tell on themselves today by social media. So just imagine trying to have like a serial killer like in today's time, like that's doing what this guy was doing, and then also frequenting gay clubs and all this other stuff. Are you kidding me, man? There's no way you get away with all
I mean, dude, your victims are a bunch of horny dudes. Hey, you want to go fuck? Like, that's the easiest dude to get in your car, or easiest person to get in your car. Is some dude
that. Yeah,
that you promised you'd fuck. Yeah, he's getting in. Yes, it doesn't matter that we're down this dark road in this big wide open farm. He's not even paying attention. Yeah, that's fucked up. It
yeah.
really is too bad.
It's
Dudes
crazy.
are
All
sick,
this,
man.
and here's the craziest, I think, part about it is that there are remains that are being found recently from 30, 40 years ago. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like all these kids and stuff that were on milk cartons that went missing, that they say they're never seen again. We may never find them. It's like, man, where could these people end up? The world is so big. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
it's it's just,
this country's big,
yeah. The
you
state of California is big. So it's
gigantic.
like it's yeah, man. It's just wild. Like it's this type of revelation when it comes to seeing this stuff. I mean, it could be years from now where we barely find out some news and information from killings that happened so long ago, just due to the fact that everything was happening at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Just at this specific time until now, like we're so past that. Like I just the other day, what was it? Joran van der Sloot
Oh yeah, yeah.
apparently
He was talking
apparently
about what he
admitted,
did. Yeah,
yeah, and I'm like, I don't know if I believe it though. And I'm not saying I don't know if I believe that he did it. He probably like did it, but there was probably other people involved in this whole, from where she landed, where she was located, there was a whole
Yeah.
sex trade and all stuff going on. Like they could have told this dude to say anything. So I'm like, I don't even know. So we don't know, man. We really won't know until probably like years from now. A lot of this stuff that we'll find out, information, may find bodies, may find remains, who knows? Because there's just been so much stuff going on, and at that period of time specifically.
Yeah, and I think if you're careful, you probably could get away with a lot. Everybody knows about DNA and all that kind of shit. If you're careful, you probably could. And if you select your victims carefully, let's say you go to some wild, fucked up inner city like Chicago. They have an 83% or a 17% clearance rate, meaning they only solve 17% of the homicides. You have an 83% chance of getting away with it. What if you go somewhere like that and you take your victims from there and nobody will give a fuck? Nobody wants to say anything. Dude, you could be a serial killer for decades. And if you, like this guy, you have the front set up, a wife, kids, you're not even suspected. Had he kept his marriage together, they probably never would have found out. But it's only because, the divorce, the kids, the son is probably like, fuck you, dad, siding with his mom. We got these bones. Like, what an idiot. He probably
Dad,
kept it.
Fuck you, dude.
Dude, Dad, remember that last weekend when I asked you to give me the keys to the Beamer, dude? You said no, dude. Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah, fuck you, Dad. Hey, Dad, guess what? I'm going to prom in your car, dude. Fuck you.
Dude, yeah, dude, you're going to be in prison, dude. They're going to be all in your butthole, dude. And I'm going to be out here driving your Beamer, dude. Fuck you, Dad. Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, guess what? Knock, knock. Fuck you.
Hey, officer, can you roll down his window, dude? Hey, Dad. Fuck you, dude.
Oh, shit. Too funny.
Dude, I hope they get in your asshole, Dad.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
Hey, Dad. Hey, clinch, dude.
Dude, Dad, hold that soap, bro. Like, dude, if you drop that soap, Dad, you're gonna get fucked, bro.
So hard, dude.
So hard, dude.
What is Tori talking about? What'd you say? I know from experience. Are you in the comments talking shit, Tori?
I think she was. I think
that's literally all she's here for. Tori is in the she's in the comments to talk shit. That is her job.
Starting caca.
Right?
It's all right. Come on in, girl. Come on in.
Yeah.
Dude. Dad,
coming to the stage. Tell
Dad,
you what.
Dad. Fuck you, dude. You're gonna die, dude. You're gonna get shanked, bro.
Spun Bearing said, fuck you, Dad, you undercover wiener inhaler, dude.
Dude, you were smoking so much wiener, dude.
Hey, we're Dad, like, have you ever eaten a hot dog without the bun? You
dude, I'm like playing catch with you in the front yard, dude. You're like at my games, dude. And you're getting corn and peanuts on your shaft, dude. Fuck,
dude.
Fuck, dude. Thought we were close, bro.
Yeah.
You're out here taking wiener, dude. You're taking wiener, dude.
To the skull, Dad. Fuck you.
You're taking it in the backside and your front hole, dude. Like your front hole and your back hole, Dad. Fuck you, dude.
Oh, dude. Shit.
Dude, and you fucking cheated on Mom, dude.
Yeah. You're an asshole. No pun intended, but
and you fucking cheated on Natalie, dude, because I call her by her name, dude.
Yeah. You cheated on Natalie, Mom, dude?
You cheated on Natalie, Mom, dude? Total prick, dude.
Total. Yeah. It's like, who's Natalie? Is that your stepmom? Oh, that's my mom, dude.
It's my mom, dude. I don't call her mom. I call her not. I call her Nat, dude.
Yeah, Natty. Call her Natty, dude.
Dude, Naughty. When's dinner, Naughty?
Yeah. I fucking parked.
I'm so thirsty, dog.
Hey, Natalie.
Hey,
You get
Nat.
me and my friends some Kool-Aid or what?
Nat, you got any Sunny D in there, dude? Fucking bring it down, dude. Fuck,
Yeah.
Nat.
4. I need one for Connor, Tanner, and Skylar, dude.
Dude, all 4 of us. And make them frosty, dude. Last time they weren't even that cold, Nat. Like,
Yeah, I fucking hate when you just take it out the pack, dude. No ice or nothing.
Don't be mid, Nat. You're being fucking mid right now.
Mid.
Dude,
Oh, I hate language.
You're low key, you're mid, dude. Not. Hey, not.
No, Spunbearing 65 spelled Natalie with a G.
Oh,
with
like
a G
a
in
gnat,
front.
like annoying, dude. Yeah, you're a gnat with a G, dude, because you're fucking annoying, dude. Dude, clean your room, stop stealing my car, quit going in my wallet, dude. You're fucking annoying, Nat.
Oh shit. Oh, Nat is the mom for people who don't know. That's hilarious.
Dude, look at this fucking broski right here. He said, "Where's the great drink, dude? We don't want that purple stuff, dude.
Yeah,
we want Sunny D."
And make it extra sunny, dude. I don't like gloomy D. I want fucking sunny D, dude.
Sunny D, dude. I'm not stupid, Nat. Oh.
Oh, that's going on a shirt for sure. G-N-A-T. Nat, dude.
You're annoying, dude. Okay, dude. World's most prolific serial killer dies in prison. Well, that's good.
Right?
Luis Garavito. Luis Garavito confessed to murdering more than 190 children, though he is suspected of killing as many as 300. How in the fuck did this guy get access to that many children to murder? Was he like a priest or a teacher or something? Let's see. Let's see, you piece of shit. A Colombian man who raped, tortured, and killed at least 193 children, earning him the title of the most prolific serial killer in modern history, died last week at a prison hospital in Valledupar, Colombia, prison authorities said. Luis Alfredo Garavito, 66, was sentenced to 1,853 years in prison after he confessed in 1999 to murdering a number of children in the 80s and 90s. That sentence was consolidated down to a maximum of 40 years. How? How do you consolidate that? When he was captured, Garavito admitted to posing as a monk or street vendor to abduct his young victims, mostly poor and homeless boys, many of whom had been displaced during the Colombian Civil War. Once kidnapped, he would abuse and ultimately kill the children, who ranged in age from 8 to 16. So there you go again. Those who are thrown away by society make easy pickings for these monsters. Garavito, known in Colombia as the Beast, confessed to the murders of 193 children, though he is suspected of killing as many as 300 people in total. His cause of death was not revealed, though it was reported that he had recently been diagnosed with terminal cancer. I hope it was cancer of his asshole. Garavito's death follows reports that he was up for parole this year, which caused considerable furor in the country. In Colombia, an inmate can be granted conditional release after serving 3/5 of their sentence, though it is ultimately up to a judge. A judge blocked Garavito's request to be released in 2021 for good behavior. Garavito was arrested in April 1999 on an attempted rape charge, but when an investigating judge asked him if he was the killer of 114 children whose bodies were found in 59 Colombian towns beginning in 1994, Garavito admitted the crimes and begged to be forgiven. Then he confessed to more murders amounting to more than 190. That same year, Garavito apologized to the families of the victims in a court hearing. I want to ask for forgiveness for everything I did, and I'm going to confess. Yes, I killed them, and not only those, I killed others. There is some debate over whether Garavito is the serial killer with the highest victim count in modern history. Pedro Lopez, also a Colombian child rapist and murderer, claimed to have killed over 300 people. Despite that, he was released from a mental hospital in 1998 and immediately disappeared. The last confirmed sighting of Lopez was 1999. Well, Mr. Lopez, I do not feel bad for you. Children, that's something totally different. Children, we are void, and I even with adults, that's terrible too. But children just makes it worse. You're that much more of a monster when you perpetrate those horrific crimes. And they said, they raped and murdered. So the fear in these children, how they felt and what they saw, in their last moments. This dude, parole. What are you parole? You got over 1,800 years and they cut it down to 40, bruh. Nah, man, that is the judge needs to be in there with you. We need to go get a wood chipper big enough for the both of you, because you're gonna let this fucking monster out. There's no amount of time he could serve that would quench this perverted thirst that he has. Like, what do you, man? I don't know what happened to our society. I don't know why we got away from the electric chair and the gas chamber and hangings. I don't know what happened to us. I don't know if it were lobbyists, these human rights groups, and all these other feckless weenies who probably get pegged by their girlfriends. I don't know what happened, but that's something that should never change, being tough on crime, especially heinous crimes like this. That is just unthinkable. These parole playoffs, bruh, you're lucky we don't pick a punishment from medieval times. You're lucky that we're not like putting you on some kind of, some kind of ancient machinery that's going to pull you apart. You're lucky we're not reenacting the scene from Misery. You ever seen that movie with Kathy Bates and James Caan, where she put his ankles in between two pieces of wood and then smashed them with a sledgehammer, which basically just pulverized his ankles so he couldn't get away? I'm down for that. And then don't give him any medical care. Let him crawl around on his stomach for the rest of his life with these two mangled pieces of beef jerky hanging off the end of his fucking ankles. Bruh. Yeah, the old bag, Brazen Bull. Yes. Let's get ancient with it. Let's get medieval, like Marcellus Wallace, excuse me. We're going to get medieval on your ass. Yeah, we need to, dude, you're like a meat grinder. We need to get fucked up with these people, man. That is sick. But again, like all predators, they look for the weak, whether they're lying on the Serengeti or they're a pervert here in our world as a human. They look for the weak. They look for the tossed aside. They look for the destitute, no parents, maybe one parent, dad's not there. I'm sure you've seen that video, GION, of that pervert who was talking about the type of family, not only the type of child, but the type of family that he targets. Number one, no father. He said if there was a father present, he would move on to the next one. But a single mom who's overwhelmed, yeah, I'll pick him up from school for you. I'll take him to get ice cream. You take a few hours to yourself. No problem. Those are the children who came from broken homes is who we would target. And it looks like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All these sick fucks seem to do that. But I think there would be less sick fucks if we took my medieval torture idea and implemented it. I think word would get around. We all have cell phones. Hashtag, old school, murder, hashtag punishment. I think the word would get around, and that would deter a lot of psychos from acting out, their thoughts and their wants and their urges. I don't know.
Yeah, this is pretty insane for the simple fact that so far, at least the stories that we went through, we mentioned the sex workers, the throwaways, of society, that those type of people. But these are not that. These are kids, and these are kids. I mean, if you just go, it's funny. Oh, in a way, that when you think of what it takes to create a life and how long that takes, and then to nurture a child, and they live to be 7 years old, and you can only imagine something like this happening to a child like that. But the funny thing is, when I was younger, I used to watch movies, and it'd be like Jet Li beating the shit out of people, and I would always think, that guy lived to be like 47 years old, and Jet Li murdered him, brutally murdered him.
Yeah.
like he went to school, he got a degree, you know what I mean, in psychology or some shit, and he just got his ass beat by Jet Li. That was the end of his life. But so that's the funny thing about that. But if you think of like how long it takes to just nurture like a life, and then you see that these lives at such a young age are being taken and gruesomely by people like this, it is just next level sickening, because like you said in the beginning, you're like, it's already a bad thing to murder and brutally murder people if you're an adult. But when you add kids to the mix, it's just a whole next level, because the type of mind that it takes to have to think that that is okay is, you're dealing with a different type of evil. And we're seeing a level of that obviously today in modern times because of the schooling, with the pornography being in schools, with the little demons that we call drag queens and all that are being closer and closer to our children. We're creating an environment where this can happen openly, not just the killing, but the abusive nature of everything as well to kids. So we can look at this, and he's over here talking about, yeah, I want to say I'm sorry, and forgive me for what I've done. Bro, are you serious? 193, but possibly over 300 kids, and you think that saying sorry is going to be the cure to this situation? I mean, if you killed 2 people, that's different, but you killed at least 300, and they were kids.
Children, bruh. That's why I asked, was he like a teacher or a priest? Like, how did he have access to that many kids? And yeah, if you're living on the streets of a poor country, they mentioned, a lot of them were displaced from the Civil War. These children wandering around aimlessly, hoping and looking for their families, and to have this human wolf, just licking his chops and rubbing his hands together, looking for these little innocent victims, man. There's no punishment bad enough. I mean, drop this dude into a pack of, dingoes or some shit, or them wild dogs in Africa that are like black and white. They have like black and white spots and shit. They look like medium-sized like dogs that are nice. They got big ears and shit, but a pack of them, man, they what was it? Some kind of deer or something got stuck in the mud, and they just start ripping the deer's guts out, eating it while it's alive, screaming. Like, these things are just savages. Like, drop them with some Komodo dragons. These people need to be ripped limb from limb. Yeah, limb from limb while you scream. Yeah, there's nothing bad enough. There's no punishment that anyone could suggest, and we're like, all right, that's too far. Nah, man. Burn them alive, boil them. I don't, whatever comes to mind, do it. Hand them over to the family. Let the family have 24 hours with them, and whatever happens, happens. Like Vegas. What happens in here stays in here. Shout out to Jason Ackerman. He says he's got to go to bed. You must have responsibilities, Jason. Thank you very much.
You're better than us.
Night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. All right. If they do, bite them back.
Yeah. The good thing, Jason Ackerman, is that you can watch this tomorrow.
Yep.
Whatever you missed.
After that, and the day after that. Put it on repeat. Fall asleep to it. Yeah. Put us on low in the background. Fall asleep to our voices, Jason.
You're going to be like, stop the fuckery.
Jung Yu Jung.
Yeah, Jung Yu Jung.
He's counting Jung Yu Jungs, not sheep. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Man, you might be able to interview Jung Yu Jung on Green's house.
Yeah. Hey, stay tuned for that shit.
Why did you kill everyone in the house? He was home.
They were home. That was
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor bit. Yep. Boom. The greatest. Yeah.
Wait, is that Jung Yu Jung right there, yo? I think that's Jung Yu Jung right there.
That's Jung Yu Jung.
I swear to God, scroll down.
Who killed a lady? It says true.
Oh yeah, that is her.
Arrested for murdering woman out of morbid curiosity. Jung Yu.
That's her.
You wonder what Jung Yu Jung looks like? That's fucking
right there. We're putting her on a shirt. Okay, we're gonna put her ass on a shirt. but not her
Jung-yu,
full
Jung.
face because I don't want to see it. But it's gonna be like like what is that? Stenciled. It's gonna be stenciled. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna say Jung-yu, Jung.
Jung-yu, Jung. Free Jung-yu, Jung. No, don't free Jung-yu, Jung. That
Yeah,
motherfucker's crazy.
keep that bitch locked
Do
up
not,
forever.
do not. But that Richard Pryor bit, he's talking about when him and Gene Wilder were shooting that movie in Arizona State Prison, and he's like, "Thank God we have prisons." He's like, "There was a dude serving triple life." He's like, "Why did you kill everybody in the house?" They was home.
Yeah.
Oof.
And
Oof.
in a way, it makes sense. He's just like, well, shit, they were there, might as
Yeah.
well. But at
Might
the
as well,
same
no
time, you're like,
witnesses.
you're fucking crazy.
Yeah, and you got caught anyway, fool. Yeah,
Uh,
you don't ever want to see anybody that nonchalant about multiple murders. They were home. What was I supposed to do? Leave quietly? So what's next? Serial killer ground prostitutes into mints and sold them to cops hunting him. Serial killer Robert Pickton killed 49 women at his isolated farm and fed some to his pigs and some to the butcher shop's customers. Some were even sold to police investigating the case. Ladies, stay away from the farms. And fellas, Baumeister, he had a farm too. Robert Pickton was angry with himself as he brooded inside his jail cell. I don't know, the words are blocked because of Jung-yu Jung. He said his criminal goal, he blamed himself for being sloppy. He turned to his cellmate, a talkative man who had befriended the instinctive loner Pickton, and said, "I made my own grave by being sloppy. Doesn't that just kick you in the ass now? I wanted one more to make the big 5-0, but he wasn't talking about robberies, but murders. And little did he know his words to the cellmate, an undercover officer from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, were the confession which would seal his life sentence. Canada, you pussies, life sentence. I knew it would have to be outside of America because they said mints. We don't say that shit here. They turned them to mints. Pickton had killed 40 mints there, brev. Pickton had killed 49 women and disposed of their remains in the most gruesome manner by feeding them to the herds of pigs he kept on his farm. He even ground some of the human flesh into mince, mixed it with pork, and sold it to the meat processing business, family members, friends, and even local police. He had lured the women, who mostly worked as sex workers in Vancouver's red light district, to his home where he imprisoned them, tortured, and then murdered them. Their bodies were then either fed to his pigs or put through an industrial meat grinder. Fuck. So you cooked up this story and threw us in the meat grinder. When the police finally arrived, Pickton's pigs have foraged so furiously on the victims that there was nothing left of them. He was only caught after a search of his property revealed an asthma inhaler belonging to one of the victims. But he refused to cooperate with police. As a result, an undercover Mountie posed as a cellmate. As they spoke, Pickton began to brag about his crimes. For years, rumors had circulated about strange comings and goings at his pig farm, but it was dismissed by local police, many of whom bought meat from him as drunken gossip. The reality was the wealthy pig farmer mainly preyed upon drug addicts and prostitutes, picking them up in Vancouver's red light district before driving them to his farm, where he had sex with them before murdering them in a variety of horrific ways. He allegedly handcuffed and stabbed other victims, including one woman who managed to escape naked and bleeding. In 1997, after stabbing Pickton with his own knife, at the time, the woman was considered an unreliable witness by police, and Pickton was not prosecuted. The clothes and rubber boots Pickton had been wearing that evening were seized by police and left in a police storage locker for more than 7 years. Not until 2004 did lab testing show that the DNA from 2 missing women was on the items seized from Pickton in 97. When he was finally arrested in February 2002, it was almost by chance. Investigators had raided his pig farm looking for illicit weapons, only to find items belonging to long missing women. A search of Pickton's farm revealed DNA evidence of 26 missing women, mostly of indigenous origin, and he was charged with their murders. No one had known the eccentric, scruffy farmer was one of the deadliest serial killers in history. In a documentary, crime author Wensley Clarkson said Robert Pickton was a serial killer who made the Texas Chainsaw Massacre look like an attraction at Disneyland. There was nothing about him which made him stand out. He didn't even have a great personal hygiene, and he would hold barn dances with bikers and women and alcohol. He was known locally for using prostitutes and had a penchant for indigenous women, but when large numbers went missing, no one made the connection. Christopher Berry D. Criminology. Rumors circulated, but no one took it seriously. It's a ghostly place to go at night, and you won't go there on your own. A depraved loner who did not have the skills for normal social interaction. He often arranged barn dances that at his farm and invite local bikers and women to come. He held notorious drunken raves in a barn on his property, dubbed the Piggy, where prostitutes would entertain revelers. It is thought that some women went missing after attending his parties, but no one alerted the authorities. He even had a friend who lived on the farm with him who he'd killed at least one woman, but was blackmailing him for money to buy her silence. In a police interview, he was asked which girls had come to the farm, and he said he could not remember and did not show any emotion. Investigating officers were certain Pickton had killed dozens of women, but without physical evidence needed a confession. So planted an officer in prison. Pickton began to confess to his cellmate and talked in a bragging way. The Mountie used the same slang and language to show Pickton they were similar and get him to open up. He eventually bragged about how he disposed on the women during a discussion about the best way to get rid of a body. During Pickton's trial, forensic staff said that about 80 unidentified DNA profiles, roughly half male and half female, had been detected on evidence. Who the fuck wrote this? The items police found inside Pickton's trailer included a loaded .22 revolver with a dildo over the barrel and one round fired, boxes of Magnum handgun ammunition, night vision goggles, 2 pairs of faux fur lined handcuffs, a syringe with 3 milliliters of blue liquid inside, and a liquid aphrodisiac called Spanish fly. What the fuck? This dude sounds like what you think of when you think serial killer. It's just dirty, grimy piece of crazy shit. And he apparently had an affinity for the indigenous people. Maybe he was a racist. Maybe he viewed them, since they're women of color, like they're worth less. Spun bearing, .22 caliber dildo. I don't know if that's a real thing. I think he had a .22 caliber with a dildo over the end, like a suppressor, like a dirty, filthy suppressor. I think that's what he was using it as. That is some crazy shit. That guy, unfortunately, it was in Canada, so they're probably going to apologize to him when they sentence him. Hey, sorry, there's definitely no death penalty up there, so he's not going to get the punishment he deserves. 80 women, that's crazy, man. But they need to give him the same treatment. Fire up that industrial meat grinder and send him to the indigenous hookers. That's what I said.
Indigenous hookers.
And Tory DTV says, fun fact, I never arrested a crackhead without finding a dildo in their belongings. I think it's something like the uppers, meth, crack. I think it makes them all horny and shit. So they're all cracked out, jerking off on each other. That's some gross shit.
Yeah, that's not a pretty sight. Shout out to Scott Purdue, who said, Jericho, I followed you for a couple of years now. I never once caught you on live. What's up from South Carolina?
What? Well, if this is your first time, man, welcome. You never forget your first. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. It's not over yet.
Absolutely not. And so I wanted to get that out before I went. This story is a pretty well-known story, but also not known, if that makes sense. Like, because it's Canada, probably a lot of people aren't familiar with it. They're more familiar with like the John Wayne Gacy's, Jeffrey Dahmer's, the H.H. Holmes, because that was like apparently the first serial killer. But This one actually has a movie coming out soon that's inspired by it. I don't know why it says inspired. It should just be based on a true
It
story because
inspired me.
it's the same people, but I think it's different time. It's kind of low on the low budget side because Tyrese is in it. He's not really in big budget films.
Sorry.
Yeah, and it's called Squealer, so you can see a trailer on YouTube if you want to look at it. But anyways, with all that being said, so it's a story that's kind of known. But the reason why this story is on our fuckery 5 is because the guy's still alive, and apparently they had just updated the story, I guess. And so once again, we're dealing with another guy who, as you mentioned, is targeting sex workers, and the whole thing is just very like Texas Chainsaw Massacre mixed with some other weird serial killer shit. Because, I mean, look, we all love food and we love, we love meat unless you're vegan or whatever. But why this is so disturbing is because there has been articles that you can find online that were talking about how they found human DNA in meat and things like that in different restaurants or whatever, right? And whatever you want to make of that, go ahead. But point is this dude was disposing of the bodies by feeding the disposition to the pigs and to people by selling them in his store. I guess he had a store or something like that. And it's just so sickening to think that you could possibly be eating somebody else and not even knowing it.
Ew.
And it's just so like I'm trying to put it in words where it's like it's not as bad, but either way it's bad. But
Yeah.
this could still be happening, but it's not this guy or it's not a guy, if that makes sense. Like you don't know what is happening really in these factories or where a lot of this stuff comes from or what a lot of stuff is made out of. And it's just like this is just one of those I feel like those stories that like it's such a movie. No, I'm not surprised that there's a movie coming out about it and based on this guy. The same way that Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based off of Ed Gein, only it was inspired by it. It wasn't based on a true story, but like they got the idea from that killing. So it just goes to show you that things are not they're not made up. They take from actual stuff. Like Jason Bourne isn't a real person, but there are really people who are trained to kill, and
Yeah.
they get this type of stuff from people that have this type of mind. It's just crazy, man. Every story that we went into is like, I don't know, it just gets worse and worse and worse. But yeah, there's people like that existed and still exist and probably on a more massive scale organized. And that's why we don't hear about it or really see it.
Yeah, I mean that shit is. I definitely think they've gotten smarter because law enforcement has and is as tough as they try to be. Picking on the weak, picking on children and women and stuff like that. They're not tough. They don't want to go to jail. They don't want to go up in that booty house and someone stretch them out.
They may not even care.
Yeah, they don't want anybody to take away their anal integrity.
Look at Dahmer. Dahmer was doing that stuff.
Yeah, he was in prison. That's where he got killed too.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, when we get to our next story, I believe that's in the next story. There's something similar to that.
Yeah, Jeffrey got plugged up by another inmate. I think it was with a broom handle.
Yeah.
And it was a mental. I think the other guy who killed him was like fucking crazy too. Some black dude, he fucked him up.
Yeah.
All right, California serial killer says he murdered child rapist cellmate over poor hygiene. Good. And on California, I know in other states, it's not the same when it comes to prison etiquette. So out here in California, if you are chomo, anything against kids, any sex crimes, kids, women, whatever, it's a wrap. Chances are your own people, your own race, because out in California, it's all based on race. People in your racial group, they're going to take you out. Period. Like it's a wrap. In some states, the child molesters and all that kind of shit, they have their own yard. Like they have their own section of the prison. They have gangs. But fortunately, that's one thing that California prisons got right. They don't play that shit out here. And whether the guy had poor hygiene or not, the fact that he was a chomo, his days were probably numbered anyway by his roommate, because your race, the head of your race, they call it their car. The head, whoever has the keys to your car, is going to tell you, there's a chomo in your cell, so you know what's up. Even if you find out before they tell you, you know what you have to do. So this is great. A California serial killer who murdered 2 family members and 5 random strangers told authorities he killed his pedophile cellmate because he was a slob, according to local reports. Ramon Escobar, 52, was charged with killing cellmate Juan Villanueva, 53, in September, months after prison guards found the convicted child rapist dead in his cell. When an officer arrived to check Villanueva, Escobar allegedly, without being questioned, confessed out of the blue. "Hey, I'm sorry, Jenkins," Escobar told the officer, according to the probable cause affidavit. "I killed him." Villanueva was sentenced to life in prison last year for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old or assaulting a child under 14, and arrived in February, just days before his slaying, according to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. He got a life sentence for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old, a child under 14. That must have been horrific. I feel so bad for the law enforcement and the DA and the investigators and the members of the jury who had to view those photographs, because for you to get a life sentence, or maybe it was his 3rd strike. That could be it too. California's a 3 strikes state. So maybe that's what it was. But either way, the things that those people had to endure because of this pervert is just unthinkable. So not going to shed any tears over this one. A guard at North Kern State Prison found Villanueva unresponsive at 8:49 a.m. on February 24th, according to authorities. Escobar was in the cell at the time. Escobar had been sentenced to multiple life prison sentences plus 124 years in May of 2022 and arrived in Kern in December. Villanueva received a sentence of life with the possibility of parole in October 2022 and arrived in Kern prison on February 2nd. With the possibility of parole, why would you even consider letting this monster back out? So it must not have been his 3rd strike. So it was pretty bad. The 2 men were being held together in the medium security facility there temporarily as California corrections officials prepared to move them into permanent placements. The same facility that hosted Tory Lanez, the rapper who shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot after a pool party, and Phil Spector, the music producer who turned killer who shot actress Lana Clarkson in the face in her mansion. Newly unveiled court documents allege that Escobar gave a confession and a motive for the slaying. He strangled Villanueva because of his bad hygiene. Oh, fuck. He was already serving 2 life sentences without parole plus 124 years for 7 murders in California and Texas. Escobar killed his aunt and uncle in Texas before fleeing to Southern California, where he robbed and killed 5 men in a 14-day span in 2018. The remains of Dina and Rogelio Escobar have never been found. A plea deal spared him from the Texas death penalty, and he is serving life in prison in California. The other victims have been identified as a 51-year-old Juan Antonio Ramirez, who died from complications of the attack, of the 2018 attack. In 2021, a 24-year-old Brandon Ridout, 59-year-old Kevin Williams, 39-year-old youth sports coach Stephen Cruz, and 63-year-old Jorge Martinez. So that guy was a piece of shit too. It's just that this child molester was a bigger piece of shit, and he took him out. So I mean, it's kind of weird because, man, you kill 7 people, you are a fucking monster. Random, just robbing people. That guy was a total piece of shit. He should have been dead too. But I guess the silver lining is, since he wasn't dead, then he wouldn't be there to kill this guy. But I think other inmates probably would have taken that piece of shit out. Because like I said, in California, in the prisons, they don't play that shit, man. But, you know, should there be like an industrial meat grinder on the side of the Grand Canyon, so we just drop them in and it sprays, you know, meat juice and meat chunks down on the bottom, and so, you know, the coyotes and all that stuff, the mountain lions that come down, they get free food too. They make a little ecosystem out of it. But that's what these people deserve. Feet first. We have such demons lurking about in our society, which is another reason, one of many reasons, we should not allow people to just pour into our countries, because you're bringing more demons here. We already have enough freaks, enough defective pieces of shit here who kill and maim. We don't need to allow them to flood in here from other countries. We don't need other people's crazies. We have enough. We don't need other people's pieces of shit. We're good.
Yeah. Wow. What an interesting result this was. As I'm listening and as I'm reading, I'm just going, this is not the guy you want to share a cell with. He killed his aunt, his uncle, and how many more people? Like five?
Five people, 7 total. 5
He
random strangers.
Yeah, he's heartless. He doesn't care. And which is the whole moral of the story in the article, is the fact that you did not smell good to him, and he said, "You probably shouldn't breathe anymore." You know what I mean? If I have to breathe in the same air that I'm sharing by sharing a cell with you, well, why don't I just get rid of the problem? And then,
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do
it. So insane, which has been every single story that we've read so far. But this, I mean, wow. Like if only it was that easy, right? If only it was just like, can you put some deodorant on? And the guy's like, no. And he's like, all right, well then this is gonna be your last breath.
I will choke you to death.
Yeah, I will unalive you really quick. And that's exactly what happened. He didn't care. I mean, from what I saw and what I read, it just seemed like he did not care at all. So that's the type of man that, or I'm not even gonna say man. There's a lot of people like this that are out there.
You're monsters. And Sarah Croy says, I'm an AZ. Do not do that to the Grand Canyon. Take them off California coast in the ocean. The canyon deserves more respect than that. Well, that's a good idea. But in California, there's a lot of people that go to the beach. So we don't want the sharks and the sea life to think, beach food source. So in the Grand Canyon, we find a spot where nobody goes hiking. Just spray that shit all over the ground, and then the animals will come and they'll learn that this is a food source. Maybe save some hikers' lives from getting pounced on by some kind of predator out there. I think the Grand Canyon is a good idea because we don't want to waste that. We don't want to waste all that good meat. So I say we give it to the wild, or even better, we can fly. I don't know, a couple 100 feet off the deck and push them out of an airplane like in the Serengeti or something. So they fall, their legs are all broken and they can't walk. And then, once the lions and the tigers and the bears, oh my, realize that, hey, this fool ain't going to do shit, they rip them apart. I'm just trying to have some fun with it. I'm just trying to have fun. So here's the poll. I just put it in the chat.
Oh my God, there's a poll.
Out of these 5 stories, which contains the most fuckery? And what a selection you have today. All those stories are chock full of fuckery. So you have to pick which one. Get your vote on now. Right now. I've already voted. I lead by example.
It's going to be a tough vote.
I've already voted. I've cast my vote. I won't vote twice like the filthy left. I promise. I'm not dead, so it's legal for me to vote.
Fuck, this is tough.
Right?
Like you got the dude that's like, you stink. You shouldn't breathe anymore. And then you have the dude who's just like, I'm going to make the best chorizo you've ever tasted in your life. Oh shit, this is awful, man.
Fucked up. I wish he would have killed him for another reason, but the guy was obviously nuts. He killed 7 people for nothing, so obviously he's fucked up.
Right.
But we got a pervert out of here. That's a win, people. That is a fucking win. More perverts off the planet.
Yeah, that'd be great. What did I just see? I saw Heather. Heather said, "I am so excited to get my free fuckery merch." Did she get it last time? She won last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Vegas
you're
Woman
not.
702 said, "Do we need ID to vote?" Yes.
Of course you
Yes,
do.
you do.
We run a tight ship here, young lady.
Yeah, we need ID. We need what were we when we did our video on scamming? Did you not see that episode? We
Yeah.
need everything. We need your social security,
We need you to prick your finger and
right? We need DNA, everything.
yeah, you need all that stuff because we got to make sure you are who you say you are. We need to vote. Unlike the real voting, we like to know who you are when you're casting your vote. Call us crazy.
And we want to make sure that you still have a pulse when you do it, you know? We don't want
Yeah, no
people
dead. If
who
you're
died
dead,
in
no voting.
1999 to you know what I mean?
If you're dead, back
Oh, I
off.
was voting for Make Me Laugh. Oh yeah, well
No
you've been dead
bullshit.
for 20 years, so how's that?
Fuck off. No, don't do it. If you're dead, don't vote. If you're dead and you're watching this, do not vote. You know better.
Right? If you're dead and you're watching this.
You fucking know better.
Yeah. Oh man,
No,
fuck.
I was about to vote. No, you don't.
I
Sit,
was gonna
sit
vote for
your,
the gay farm.
you sit your dead ass down somewhere, son of a bitch.
Weapon
Okay,
X
so
said, "I'm not the right color to get an ID." So,
well, if you're the wrong color, you don't even know how to get an ID. You don't even know how to
right?
get to the DMV or work the internet. So could be
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah. Joke's on you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it could be worse, dog. So now we're going to move into the fuckery fails. We have the fuckery 5, which you guys are voting for right now as we speak. I know. So while you're doing that, we are going to move on to the fuckery fails. And this one says, contestant on dating game show turned out to be a serial killer. Let's see if we can find the humor in this. Probably not. I'll be interested to see what Make Me Laugh is. That's for damn sure. All right, here we go. Let's talk about this freak nasty.
We're going to have a great time together.
It may be the creepiest episode ever on the dating game because this bachelor looking for love back in 1978 is actually a serial killer.
I'm called the Banana, and I look really good.
No one had any idea that Rodney Alcala had already launched his killing spree when he appeared on the popular dating show.
He was a real creepy guy, a real idiot.
Jed Mills was bachelor number 2, and nearly 40 years later, he's still haunted by their encounter.
This creep comes up and he puts his face practically in my face and he says, "I always get the girl." When I think about what he said, "I always get my girl," he kills him. That's what he's talking about.
What's your best time?
The best time is at nighttime.
Why do you say
Despite
that?
Alcala's
Because
weird
that's the only
behavior on the dating game, the Bachelorette chose him, but never went on the date because she reportedly found him creepy. Lucky for her, because Alcala would later be found guilty of 7 murders. Investigators believe he may have actually killed up to 130 victims based on photos found on his property.
Say hello to Rodney Alcala.
Now the disturbing story is being made into a movie, Dating Game
That
Killer,
looks like a
airing
parody,
this
dude.
Sunday on Investigation Discovery. Check
Yeah.
out the eerie resemblance of actor Guillermo Diaz and the real-life.
No,
serial
they don't look
killer.
alike.
He's got
They look
no
nothing
remorse.
alike.
He's
Nothing.
just a dark soul.
The movie shows how Alcala would lure his victims by posing as a professional photographer.
Let's get some test shots.
Detectives say he would toy with his victims, often strangling them and allowing them to regain consciousness before finally killing them.
Please, will you untie me?
Incredibly, he had already served time in prison for sexual assault before he appeared on the dating game. Somehow, the producers of the show overlooked his criminal record.
What are you doing
What?
to find my daughter?
Actress Carrie Preston plays the mom of a victim.
He was a convicted rapist when he did the dating game.
Mm-hmm.
Had served time, and they let him go on national television.
Well, I mean, I guess it wasn't as easy to vet people back then, you know, in defense of the TV network. I mean, you know, it probably they were limited to how far they could look. Maybe they were only able to look in that area or something like that. So it's not their fault. It's not like they triggered him to start murdering people. It's just that is definitely some weird shit that a serial killer was on national TV in front of everybody with this huge secret. And hey, that lady who he was on the show with, who he won the date with, had she gone with him, shit, maybe she would have been another victim. Maybe she'd have been victim number 8. But I don't know who the fuck casted those people, and I don't know who did the voiceover saying, yeah, look at the eerie similarity. Those dudes look like nothing alike. What the fuck?
Guillermo looks like a fat slob, and then this dude. Look, this guy was actually good looking.
Yeah,
like, he wasn't an ugly guy. And looking at the clips that they gave us, he seemed like he could be a smooth talker. So, as we know, a lot of serial killers that were men were kind of like that. Even Dahmer, even though he was gay, he was getting a lot of dudes.
Ted Bundy was a law student. Yeah, and he was a good-looking dude. Yeah, he got. That's how he got close to the women for sure.
Exactly, and that is a great point because in order to have access to your victims, you need to be in that environment. You can't be an ugly dude. Like you can't. Like we just went over Pickton's story. Pickton was ugly, but he was dealing with prostitutes.
Yeah,
so,
and he had parties and shit.
Exactly. Yeah,
he had to pay for it. Yeah.
But, in this case, it's a good-looking dude. He doesn't need to do that. And he literally had so much confidence, he went on national television, and nobody knew anything. And he, I guess he probably still had a little bit of a kill count after this, or after the fact. But the failure to me is the fact that, they didn't vet this guy. They had no idea who this guy actually was. And it's like, dude, these people could be in your face. Look at Newsom and Trudeau and all of them, right? As we were talking about earlier. I mean, to me, they're ugly and they look like demons. But to women, they would think that they're good looking. But they throw them in the same category as this guy because that's pretty much what they are.
They might be worse.
No, they're worse. Yeah, because
I would definitely say they're worse. When unequivocally, they're definitely worse. With a higher body count too.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially Newsom, because he's a bang your wife Newsom.
He sure will. Guys, don't bring your wife to a Newsom rally because he's probably gonna try to fuck with. Because he did it to his best friend. And if he did it to his best friend, he'll definitely do it to you.
Yeah.
So we're on to
remember to keep voting too, if you guys haven't.
Always through all these videos we're about to watch, keep voting because you have another poll after this. So you need to handle the first one. You take down the first poll
pulled,
so you can get ready for the second poll. All right, multiple
polls so hard.
Dude, we're gonna poll you as hard as we've ever polled anybody. So hold on tight. Make sure you guys stretch out because these pollings are gonna hurt. Here we go. What if serial killers went after men?
I learned a lot about my girl when we moved in together. I learned she's a fucking psychopath. Just based on her Netflix queue. That's it. I turn on her Netflix. It's just every type of serial killer documentary you could imagine. There's a guy who kills nuns, guy who kills hookers, guy who kills kids, cooking show. Who watches 6 hours of serial killers and then British Bake Off to wash it down? How many of you ladies in here enjoy serial killer shows? This is why you don't like sports. I just want to let you know. Sports aren't violent enough for you. You'll be watching football, you see someone unconscious on the ground, and you're like, okay, but why is no one raping him? What's going on? What's going on here? I mean, you already have a mask and gloves on. No one's going to know it's you. Put a dick in that fucking man. Make this entertaining, please. It's unbelievable. And you know the craziest thing about it is like you ladies will watch like serial killers and fucking rapists all the time, and it won't change your behavior at all. This is some real shit. She watched this documentary about this dude who would rape women who are jogging in the park at night, right? Horrifying, tragic, right? After watching the documentary, she went for a jog in the fucking park. Bro, women are way braver than men. It's not even close to. If a single man in history was jogging in the park and got raped. We're not even jogging on treadmills no more after that. Cardio's out the fucking equation. You pull up to the gym, you see your boy in the elliptical, you're like, fam, get the fuck off that shit. They raping dudes these days. Find a bench where your asshole's protected. Definitely don't go on that rowing machine. You just teasing them on that rowing machine. And that's a fucked up headline, too. Nobody ever talks about that. But jogger raped? That's a fucked up headline, yo. Don't ever let that be a headline with me. Schultz was raped jogging in the park at night. Schultz was raped jogging in the park at night. Motherfucker, rest assured, I was running as fast as I could. Who's jogging, yo? You don't think I'm hitting the high knees? I got a rapist behind me, bro. There's a butt-naked man with running shoes chasing me in the motherfucking park. I can hear his feet hit the ground, dick slapping against his stomach. You don't think I'm tapping turbo a couple times? Schultz was running as fast as humanly possible when an Olympic rapist, a gold medalist from the Rape Olympics, it's probably Jamaican, they the fastest anyway, a Jamaican gold medalist from the Rape Olympics hawked him down and took that ass against his will even though he fought valiantly. That's your headline. You print the whole shit or nothing at all. My fucking family reads the newspaper. How am I supposed to go to Thanksgiving? My whole family look at me like, yo, don't pass him the stuff, and he already had enough stuff. I gotta bring the Jamaican rapist to dinner to clear my name, yo. Donovan, tell them what really happened in the park, yo. They don't believe me. Tell them what really fucking happened in the park. Please tell them. My man was running as fast as humanly possible. Some might even say it was cool running in that park. But I made him feel the rhythm. Feel the ride. I got you, white boy. It's butt fuck time. Y'all are cool.
That's not a good time.
That does not sound fun.
Butt fuck time is not a good time.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know what's worse. Is it worse to get butt fucked and then, have to live with that forever, or get butt fucked and then murdered? Man,
you're gonna have to take me out after that one, dude. I don't want.
Yeah,
I don't think I want to
live with that. So, where on the dog did he touch you? Everywhere.
Everywhere, all over the dog. How do I touch everywhere?
My soul. That's what he touched.
Where's the soul on the dog? Because that's what he touched. Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the next one. Finally, a female killer. Yay, equality is here.
Yes, bitch.
Damn.
What do you got for me, Davies?
Triple homicide. The victim's wounds perfectly match what we saw last month in Columbus. We got a serial killer on our hands.
Whoever did this is one sick fuck who wanted to see his victims tortured. When we find this asshole, I'm gonna make sure he pays.
She pays.
What are you saying, Davies?
She pays, Detective. We have strong evidence to suggest the killer is a woman.
Really?
Surveillance footage clearly shows a female figure.
Shit.
Yeah. Now, we have a lot of work to do. Do you think maybe we should head
This
back?
is the goddamn coolest lady in the world.
I'm sorry, Detective?
I know. It's terrible what she did, but it's just kind of like, damn. You go, girl.
What?
Serial killing is such a male-dominated field. What a serious blow to that glass ceiling.
I don't think that that's what we should be focusing on now.
I know. What she did is unforgivable. She must be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Why are you smiling, Detective?
I've been waiting my whole career for this. This is very inspiring for little girls everywhere.
A serial killer is not a good role model for children.
No, of course not. She's a psychopath. She needs to be locked up.
Yes, definitely.
Can you imagine the movie they're gonna make about her one day? Oh my God, I hope they get Jennifer Lawrence to play me.
15 totally innocent men died. Do you have no sympathy for the victims if they're men?
Of course I do. God, I'm not gonna be able to sleep until she's caught. But just like, come on, totally innocent? Yeah, right.
What does that mean?
I just mean they're men.
Totally
how
innocent.
innocent are they?
Detective!
Never mind. Look, you're right. This is a horrific crime. It's indefensible. Not a single one of those men deserve this.
Yes. Now we have work to do.
But this is great.
What?
Not as an act, but for women. I mean, we're really breaking through barriers right now.
Detective!
What a disturbed person. We need to find this monster as quickly as possible. But how many female serial killers can you name? Because I can only name like 2.
Do I need to remind you that she hung her victims up from the ceiling with their intestines?
And that is the most villainous thing I have ever heard in my entire life. But wow. I mean, can you imagine the upper body strength she has to lift up these men?
We have a job to do. You are enjoying this way too much.
Look, I fully grasp how appalling she is, but damn it, Davies. I'd be lying if I said I didn't dream of a world where both men and women were constantly afraid, and not just women.
Detective, we have her on the line.
You better talk to us.
Wait, a woman lead detective?
Yeah. I'm so glad you noticed.
You go, girl.
Where's Tori at, yo? I know which one Tori's gonna vote for. Yes, bitch. Oh my God. You and me, we're besties.
So good luck catching me. I look forward to it. No, that
oh
was.
my God, this could be great for both of us.
But of course, you know, I mean, yes, that's funny, but part of it, there really are people who think that, you know, that would agree with her and see that, you know, especially the part where she says, constantly living in fear. Like women constantly live in fucking fear. Now, if you live in a shitty neighborhood, maybe, but I'm sure that some men in that neighborhood are living in fear too. But just because you're a woman in America, you're living in constant fear. Shut the fuck up. Men live in fear too. We have more to
So
be
are we
fearful
as
of.
black people, you know? Black people live in fear too, right? Of the cops.
Constantly,
Because when
man.
we go outside,
Constantly.
I guess bullets just fly our way for some reason.
As soon as I step outside, my heart's just fucking racing.
Right? All you hear is police sirens. And you're just like, oh my God, I'm staying.
Even if they're
inside
not
tonight."
there, I still hear them. I hear them even if they're not real.
Right? It's just, you guys hear that? No, hear what?
We put our ear to the ground like the Indian trackers. You hear that? Here come a police car. We go.
Right. Right. Police siren. We leave.
We go now. We go now. Police siren in distance.
What are their names? Always fucking little feather.
Yeah.
Little feather
Oh,
run.
this is my brother, Running Creek, and my other brother, Tall Bear. I am Eagle Leaf.
Oh shit. That's too bad.
All
My
right.
life.
So this dude.
Our
this is
reality?
Serial Killers Are Always White by Kabir Singh.
I'm Indian, so it's going to be okay. I was born in Portland, Oregon, so all my friends are white, so I feel safe right now. It's no problem. My best friend's white. He always tries to categorize me. Recently, he was like, hey, man, you're Indian, right? I'm like, that's right. So you're from India? I was like, way to go, Steve. You nailed it. He's like, all right, India's in Asia. I guess that makes you Asian. I was like, nah, man, Asians are Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, all the kneeses. He's like, my bad, you're not Asian. I guess it makes you what, like Middle Eastern, right? I'm like, whoa, 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 Asian it is. Take it easy, buddy. You know? Don't start that again, am I right? Do we have any Middle Easterners here tonight? Yeah! All right, looks like I'm skipping the next joke. Right? Had to make sure, It only takes one, all right, JK. JK, everybody. I like this. I feel at home. I like it. Racism goes all the way, though. Like, you know, people go, listen, white people, you know, there's a lot of racism against white people, too, right? Have you seen these documentaries on serial killers? My God. Every episode? Oh, no. That's no good. Everyone. I back you up. I got your back. I'm like, you know, this is racist. Not all white people are serial killers. The problem is all serial killers are white. And that's as far as I can go. What else can I do? And it's not like it's white people's fault. It's not like in your blood. It's just white people, only people in the world that can be serial killers. White people are the only people in the world that can get away with 8 unsolved murders in a row. There's no other ethnicity that can do that. It's not your fault. It's just you're the only one that can do it. So why not? You don't think black people want to be serial killers? Of course they do. They can't.
Oh, shit.
Could you imagine a black serial? He would get pulled over on the way to getting supplies. He'll just be driving, minding your own business. What seems to be the problem, officer? Your taillight's out. No, it's not. Officer down. I mean, is that... Indians, Hispanics, Asians, we can't be serial killers. Our family's way too nosy. My mom's a snitch. My mom would sniff that out. Where is the rope? What happened to the duct tape? Where is the bleach? Damn, Mom! Get out of my room! I'm checking your trunk. You can't go in the trunk, Mom. There's people in there. Why are you doing this? You raised me.
That was pretty good.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah.
For clean comedy, yeah, man.
You're the only ones who can.
Yeah, it's true though. Actually, he has a point. I mean, you're already suspected of everything else, so it's like,
yeah.
Hey,
those immigrant parents don't play that shit. We didn't come all the way over here for that. Don't you dare fuck this up.
Tory D TV. They just don't call them serial killers. They call them oppressed.
Oppressed. Oh.
That's true.
I'm sure there are. I know there are a few serial killers of color, SKOCs. There's a few serial killers of color.
Scots for sure. There's first of all, there's a lot of Scots, but you just don't hear about them because they're oppressed.
Don't hear about it, man.
Oh shit! Oppressed serial killers. Let them kill in peace, for fuck's sake.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
If he was a white serial killer, you wouldn't do anything. But because he's a black serial killer, you want to arrest him and stop him. Leave him alone.
Right? He only killed 2 people. It's not like he killed 3. That's not mass killing.
Black serial killers' lives matter. Black serial killers' lives matter.
Right.
Dick,
Heather said
leave
that's serial killer racism.
Yeah. Let him go. Just like the mayor of Baltimore said during the Freddie Gray riots, let them destroy.
Right? They're just getting out their anger.
It's reparations. Every time they kill somebody, it's reparations. So let them go. Arrest the white people, but let the serial killers of color, let them kill. It's the least you can do for all the shit they went through.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Serial killers of color. That's too good.
SKOC. So can you send me the poll? Because we're about to close the first poll. Because you're about to get polled again.
I thought I sent it already. It's not in the private chat.
I don't see it.
No, it's not. Oh.
So, you guys got about another minute before we close the poll. The first poll which was which serial killer story wins today's highest amount of fuckery? Which of the 5 stories that I read have the most fuckery contained inside them? The Gilgo Beach serial killer, the gay farmer's remains, the child murderer, Mr. Pickton, or the hygiene killer? You have 30 seconds to cast your votes before the poll is closed.
That is so funny. The hygiene killer, just like, is that you? Like, bitch, that is your last breath right there.
Smell like shit. You die, puto.
Right? Tammy D. What's up, Tammy D?
What up?
Tammy D and Tori D.
Too much D.
The adventures of Tammy D and
Tori D.
A Friday night.
Together, that sounds like 2 strippers.
Right?
All right, guys, get back in here from the bathroom. Coming to the stage. We have the 2 T's and D's, Tori and Tammy.
Tori and Tammy, man.
Pour some sugar on me.
Oh, shit.
That's right, fellas. Get those dollar bills.
Right.
Tammy and Tori D are on the stage.
Tammy said from 102.3, the meat.
The meat. Tammy and Tori every Friday night on 102.3, the meat.
Have you ever poured a whole entire bottle of champagne on a pair of mammary glands?
Memories.
Yeah. Come on over, Tori. Get some of this champagne.
Ooh, security, get down there by the stage. Got a couple guys that need to be escorted out.
A little too touchy-feely.
Put your eyes on the stage, fellas. Tammy and Tori D.
Who was that guy's name from the show last time, Tori, that was all over you? Was it Thomas Bailey? Is that Thomas Bailey down there next to Tori D?
That's Tommy.
Get him
a
out.
lot. Comes in 7 days a week. Real pervert. People, are you voting? That's the only question you need to be concerned with.
I voted so hard right now.
Dude, I voted all over myself.
I know which one Tori picked for the for Make Me Laugh. I already know. Because she's a strong, independent woman, so
aren't they all? Aren't they
right?
all?
Aren't all of you so strong right now?
I got you, Tammy D.
Your Tumblr.
Tori, it's no voting, no bucking. You are so gross.
But so correct at the same time.
That's right. You don't cast a vote, you don't get to get up in this crevice. Vote, fellas. Vote. If you want to get that Twinkie stinky, you better vote. It's
you know
important.
what, Tori, you don't want to end up in a situation where Biden is the winner. So you gotta vote. You know what I mean? You have to.
Don't even say that shit out loud, man. That would just be
right.
That would be the worst. Like if Alicia Shadows, I'll put it back in there.
She said, I don't see a poll, but she spelled it correctly, so I'm not gonna.
So you're good. You know, bam, there it is.
Tori, do not get kicked out of the show, okay?
She's trying. She is trying her best. You got to respect people when they try their best. You know, I know for sure. Instead of having Sloppy Joe in there for a second term, I would rather they find a monkey, like a chimpanzee, and they hit it over the head with a baseball bat and put it in office. I think that would be 3 times, dude. Yeah. Give that monkey brain damage and let him run the country. And I feel like we'd be in a much better place.
Oh yeah. The monkey would be like, It'd be like, yes.
You're right.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with everything you just said.
You're right, monkey.
And then Fetterneck would be like, he'll be like, yeah, I second that.
Okay, let's do what the monkey says. And even as the monkey's reaching inside of its diaper and throwing shit at people, I still feel like we'd be in a better place. The economy would be better. Our position on the world stage
would
be hemorrhaging. Be hemorrhaging. Yeah, because nobody's gonna fuck with a country ran by a brain damaged monkey. We'd be good to go.
They'll be like, hey man, something wrong with these motherfuckers.
Don't fuck with America because that fool is off the hook. He will hit that big red button at any moment. He's fucking crazy.
Gotcha. Right.
But yeah, a brain damaged monkey would put us in a better position globally, nationally. It would just be a big improvement.
And probably spiritually, you know what I mean?
And all the leads.
Yeah.
Financially, spiritually, militarily.
Cardi B and Tory D. Maybe if you were president and she was vice president, you know what I mean?
No,
You don't
just
wanna
run
give
by
her
yourself.
control.
Do both positions. That'd be better than having retarded B anywhere near.
Maybe she'll appeal to the ignorant black people though. Maybe you know what I mean? She's just there for the name, you know.
They've had enough time in the voting booth. We're done with the ignorant black folk.
That's true.
We're done with the ignorance of all races.
Alicia Shadow said that we have to call Tammy and Tori the double D's.
Okay.
So there's that. Tammy D. Tammy D said that she sees the poll almost every night.
What?
So there's
regular,
that.
huh? That's good. I hope that for everybody. I hope everybody is getting regular sexing. I think the world would be a happier place. So whatever you got to do, make sure you're getting fucked or you're fucking somebody on a regular basis.
Right.
Make the world a better place.
I say we give it about maybe 20 more seconds. Get your vote in. You know what I mean?
Get your vote on. Okay, get your vote on right now. Shape the landscape of this show. We've given you the power. You are He-Man. Now stand there, thrust your sword above your head, and say, "I have the power."
I was gonna say, or he women, you know, because there's that. Yeah.
Whoever,
you know.
Whoever.
All right, I think we're ready to go. Let's open up our first poll. Would you guys like that? Would you guys like if we opened up our first poll?
Says Jericho, that is terrible worldly advice. What, for people to be bucking?
Right.
It.
Right.
Do it. Do it.
If you're voting, there should be.
Do it. Yeah. After you cast your vote, go get some. Go bust that nut. What's wrong with that? Are you anti? Tory D, are you anti nut busting? Oh man, it's fucked up. Can't be anti nut busting,
right? How dare you?
How dare you?
You have stolen my dreams.
Filthy little Swedish shit. How
dare you?
How dare you, fucking idiot?
Right?
How dare you? All right, guys, are you ready for the results from the first poll? All right, here we go. Serial killer stories. Which one contain the highest levels
of the buggery?
Okay, hold
so
on.
much buggery right now.
My daughter's coming in to say goodnight to me, so you guys are just gonna have to hold on a second.
This is gonna be so cute. Oh, of course he took the camera off. Ooh, that's pretty much how I saw that going. Except I thought Pickton would be a little bit higher.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like the Gilgo Beach serial killer didn't get nada. So Pickton is number 4. The hygiene killer, the dude who strangled his cellmate because his ass stunk, is number 3. The gay farm remains. This dude, it was going to the gay nightclubs, picking up dudes and coming back, killing them, crushing their bones, and then burning them. And he was only found out because he divorced his wife, and the kid who hates him, fuck you, Dad, found the bones and told the cops. And looks like number 1 is going to be the child murderer, the guy in Colombia who confessed to killing more than 193 children, but is suspected of killing 300 or more. So, piece of shit of the millennium right there. Colombia.
Yeah, man. And I think one thing that we could take out of this is the fact that we can all agree that, there's a lot of fuckheads when it comes to adults that probably need an ass whooping. But when you mess with kids, there's a consensus there that just says not to do that. So I'm not shocked that child murderer got to number 1. And with that being said, me and Jericho both picked that. So there will be a winner tonight.
There'll be a wiener tonight.
It's going to be such a big wiener, no bun.
No, pause.
But yeah. Right, no cap.
Pause.
But yeah, man, it's different territory when you go to children. It just is a completely different territory.
Whole different animal. Okay, so now we're going to get the results for the Make Me Laugh poll. These 3 videos that we showed. Boom. So in third place, in third place, we have finally a female killer. Second place, what if serial killers went after men? And number 1, the number 1 Make Me Laugh video, serial killers are always white. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. Surprisingly, I didn't pick that. That actually would have been my choice if I didn't pick finally a female killer. But I had to pick that because I just thought it was so relevant till today. Like that we are so far gone that is literally the reaction I could see from
that's real
brainwash people. Yeah.
Some bitch would probably be some woke ass bullshit detective would honestly see that as some kind of win because, well, she's breaking the glass ceiling. How many female serial killers do you know? Never mind this loss of life, you fucking witch.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I'm sorry. That was my pick. Jericho, which one did you pick for that?
I picked the serial killer one. All serial killers are white. That's the one I picked.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So we'll have one winner tonight then.
One wiener.
One wiener is so hard right now.
So how do you want to pick the winner? Just a random selection?
I gotta figure out a way that we can do that would make everything a lot easier. But we can possibly do it in the way that if you want to pick maybe out of one of your members or just one of the audiences, it depends on how you want to go about it.
Just one of the audience members. You go ahead and pick. You can do the random selection, and then they'll email me, and I will get their fucking prize.
I'll get their fucking shit. I get all their little shit that was there. You know?
Shit in a box and send it to them.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. All right,
that's what you deserve.
Yeah, you guys deserve a lot of shit right now.
Big old box of shit.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna just pick randomly. Can't be Tori.
It landed
it landed on Tori.
Tori. It will not be you, girl. You're insider.
Yeah, not you. Alicia Shadows.
Okay, cool. Alicia, send me an email, jerichogreen2018@gmail.com, and I will get your shit in the mail. And you will get some merch headed your way. I appreciate it. I'm doing a mass trip to the post office. So I'll get a lot of shit in
you
there.
guys are racist.
Very.
Tori, we're so racist right now.
Extremely
You know what I mean?
racist.
Yeah.
Actually, it's because
Tori,
of
you can't.
the harvest moon. That's why I'm racist.
Right? It's because Mercury's in retrograde right now. That's why.
Yeah, and the planets are
That's
like
my-
totally lining up. So I'm like, oh, I can't help it. My racism showing. But you get it,
right?
You get it.
Yeah, you're one of us.
Exactly.
Tori, so you
That's
can.
exactly why, Tori. Because you're black.
Yeah, it's because you're one of these little niggles.
You know, a little niggle.
When
I look at you.
Hey, Tori, did you get the niggle from yesterday?
You little niggle.
Nah,
Niggle.
Tori's the insider. She can't win because she'll have merch anyway.
Yeah, that's
So,
like one of us winning. So
yeah. Be like, and the winner today is Jericho.
I won.
You win a tumbler. Yeah, Tammy D. Let me do that actually because, well, down below in the. Did you put it at the bottom of this video? I'm not even sure.
What?
Let me see. The all the links.
They're in the
they're
description
there.
box.
All right, let me put them in the
They're
chat.
all up in the
anyway.
box.
But that's one of the things we get into to where you guys can find us. And there's also something I want to say about that
All
too.
kinds of shit in there.
There's so much shit in there right now.
There's like actual shit in there. I put feces in there.
Right?
But check it out. But like, wear gloves.
Thank you so much. What I don't even know how to say that. Is Zippera 36?
Zipporah.
Yeah, that's my real name. Like it's
Zipporah
real.
or
Like
Gion?
Gion. Zipporah, that's your real name?
Wow.
Say it
Oh, I
again,
knew you.
goddammit. Yeah. Tammy, one more time. Can I just one more again? Can you do it for me? All right. So now we have our winner, Elisa Shadows. You're gonna get something.
Email me, yo. Email
Um,
me.
Which
Jericho
also, by the
Green.
way, I don't think I've seen her in the chat before, so I wonder if she's new.
That's a new one. So welcome to the fold, girl.
Hails, yeah. All right, so let's get into some stuff. So number one is the next episode, which will be in November. Let me see what day that is. I think it's like early November, like the 4th or something. No, I got that wrong. The 2nd.
That's a week before my birthday.
Oh snap! All right, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're gonna go party. Are we gonna go fucking party, Jericho?
I'm gonna party so hard. I'm gonna fucking black out. I'm gonna make sure I black out.
Tori's gonna join us, all right? So she doesn't feel left out. It's a black people party, Tori. So you're invited. You're one of us. So yeah, November 2nd. November 2nd, we should have the show on the new channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the new channel, do it now. It's so much better when you guys
do it.
Bump it up and like the videos and share the videos, all that good stuff. Subscribe to it because it messes with the algorithm and pushes it out. So the thing with YouTube is if YouTube goes by, people watching and people engaging, all that comments and all that stuff. So if you guys aren't doing that, it's not going to push the videos out. And of course, the whole goal here is to show what the fuckery is and then stop it. And we can't do that without your help. So you guys are going to have to make sure you go to the new channel and subscribe to that. Subscribe to Jericho's other channel, Greenhouse. I've been tuning into that, watching the videos. So I like that. That's good. Those are interesting. For my stuff, I have my GION channel, which I'm going to get back to probably within a week because I've been putting all my work and time into my Facts Only channel, which is down in the description below, which I need you guys to subscribe to as well, because once again, it's going to help push everything through the algorithm. So the more people subscribe, the more people engage with the videos, like and comment and all those stuff, YouTube will push those videos out. So everything from you guys helps us build and create more stuff. So, without you guys, there's no YouTube, there's no us, there's no content.
No nothing. We'll disappear like the pictures from Back to the Future. So, appreciate the help. Yeah,
that's pretty much what I got to say.
Tammy D, it's Green's house, because I didn't want it to be Greenhouse, because then if you search Greenhouse, you ain't gonna find me. You're gonna find a bunch of DIY fucking greenhouse videos. So Green's house. Like it's my house. And I have 2, Dean Cain, Eric July. I drop a new video every Monday on Green's house. So Monday, I got another cool one. What is that one? Oh, yesterday I did an interview with somebody that has a crazy ass story. Next week, I'll be interviewing somebody with a law enforcement background who is tackling fentanyl, but they're not a police officer. They're up the food chain a little bit more. But this whole fentanyl thing going on, I got somebody who was in the military that I'll be interviewing. So a lot of interesting shit on Green's house. And again, I drop a new interview every Monday.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Damn good show.
That's a damn good show. Yeah. Yeah, so far on the channel, Dean Cain and Eric July, about an hour and a half apiece. Go check that shit out. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. So we're just gonna, we got a lot more work to do, a lot more stuff that we're gonna keep bringing. We're gonna have a guest on the next show in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. Also, another thing I want to address to you guys before we get off is a lot of things have been not last minute necessarily on our end, but last minute. So you guys never know what the topic is. It's kind of a surprise. And I'm sure you guys like that. So that's cool. But we're gonna be putting stuff in the community tab that you guys can see who we're gonna have on next or what the topic is gonna be, so you guys can be in the know a little bit ahead of time as well. So that's gonna be good for you guys.
Yes, and that's why GION is such an important part to what we have going on here, because he thinks about all that shit.
That's true. My brain hurts.
How come my brain don't ever hurt?
Yeah, my brain hurts so bad. I'm gonna go run for Senate.
My brain is fine. My brain never hurts. Maybe I don't use it enough. Maybe I don't use it enough for it to hurt. But yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, be on the lookout for that shit, guys. Anything else you want to let them know, GION, before we fucking disappear?
Honestly, not really, other than you guys are great. Ever since I got on and started doing this with Jericho, this has been a lot of fun. You guys have been a great engagement for the show. So, I want to thank you guys on behalf of me and Jericho. You guys are the fucking best. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys are great. So keep it up.
No, Heather, you're good. I got all your info. Don't worry. It's on the way. It's coming. I promise. But this is, this is a one-man operation over here. I don't have a team. I don't have an assistant. It's all me. So sometimes things don't happen as soon as they should, but I promise you this, it will happen.
By the way, because this is hilarious. I might have to go back and watch, because that was one of my favorite moments of the show today. Who was it that put the comment that we were laughing at?
That was Vegas Woman 702.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
GION, you're handsome. Jericho Green.
She was like, "What's up, Jericho?
Hey, buddy."
I'm gonna have to clip that and put that on Instagram, because that was hilarious. That was a good moment.
Do that shit. I think it was toward the beginning.
Vegas Woman, we're going to Vegas. How about that? We're about to go to Vegas and party for Jericho's birthday.
Really? That's news to me.
Yeah, right. They're like, oh, yeah, I forgot I had a family and all that, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that'll be all right. I'll leave some food on the floor. It'll be fine. We can go hit Vegas.
Yeah, pick that shit up. Enjoy yourself.
Right.
We're out.
You know where the bathroom is. You know where the school is. Get out of here. I'll be back.
Hey, we're not far from Vegas, though. Cat, we're neighbors.
Oh man, we're I'm maybe not even a 10-hour drive from Vegas. Flight is like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be in Vegas in no time. I want to go to Vegas. It's been a while, and it's not summer anymore, so that's the perfect time to go to Vegas when it's hot as fuck. So
probably like 6-7 years. Yeah,
it's been a while for me too. It's been probably 3 or 4 years since I've been to Vegas. But I like to just go and have something to do. Like I don't like to walk around on the strip and shit. No, have a destination, have something to do. Let's enjoy it. Get the fuck back to that hotel room, right? So, if we do end up going to Vegas, hey, we'll let you guys know. We'll do a live from out there or some shit.
Hell yeah, we're gonna be like the little influencers. Yeah, we're going live from Vegas right now.
Yeah, we're in Vegas.
Yeah. So we're having so much fun.
So
I
much
fucking
fun
hate those people, man.
in Vegas, and everybody behind us will be doing the same shit. Oh, we're in Vegas. Fuck that. But yeah, you never know what we might have for you. But Alicia Shadows, make sure you email me and give me your address so we can handle this business. It will be on its way. Any place you can find us, platforms in the description box. Clickety clack, follow, subscribe, whatever the fuck the platform calls for. We appreciate it. And I will not be doing a live this Saturday. I'll be out of town. I'm leaving tomorrow. We're going to visit some family. So I'll be back at it come Monday, and also have a pretty good interview planned to record on Monday, and it'll be released at a later time. So keep your eyes locked on that shit. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having the best damn chat on the interweb. And we'll see you mofos in 2 weeks. Peace.